Okay, this is a video on how to piecewise model time series data. Piecewise modeling means fitting two or more linear models to a set of time series data. The reason why you might want to do that is this data here, which is computer sales figures for March 93 through to December 2010, starts very high, drops, and then starts to increase again through to roughly where we started. So we should see a bit of a U shape here. Now let's see what happens if we don't do piecewise modeling. We try and do everything in one go. It's split into quarters, so 4-point moving means, but we're going to center it. So we start the third piece of data down, equals average, highlight the first four, comma, and then the second four. Now let's drag everything down to stop at the third last one, and let's highlight the period, the actual raw data, and the centered moving mean, and let's get Excel to do a time series plot. And we can see that we've got a classic U-shape piece of data, long-term trend falling, long-term trend rising. Let's fit one linear model to the smoothed centered moving means, add trend line, display equation, display R squared. So it does fit it, but you can see it's a dreadful model. It's only a 1/6 of 1%. So not even that, 6/100ths of 1%. So really poor model. It's a hopeless model. It lends itself well to fitting a linear line here and a linear line here. Two separate linear models, piecewise modeling. So let's start again. Let's delete our center moving means. Okay, we're going to do the centered moving means for the first half of the data, and then in this column we're going to do it for the second half. So let's start again. Third piece of data down, equals average, highlight the first four, comma, highlight the second four, comma, and this time we're going to stop halfway down, which is the 18th piece of data. In this column now we're going to calculate the centered moving means for the second half of the data. But I'm going to start at the very end, which we know is the third last piece of data, equals average of the last four, comma, second last four, and instead of clicking and dragging down, we obviously click and drag up. And now we can see how clever Excel is. Let's highlight everything. The first half of the center moving means, the second half of the center moving means, insert, scatter. Let's just reformat the size of the graph. So we can see we've got two sets of smoothed centered moving means, modeling the first half, long-term trend going down, second half, long-term trend rising. Let's do two piecewise models now. Add trend line, display equation, close. Now Excel has tried to be too clever and it's added a negative scale, but we can change that in a minute. But the most important thing to see is how the model now is over 99% in terms of its R squared value. Let's do the second one. Add trend line, display equation, R squared. And what a difference that makes. We've got 100% fit for our model. Okay, let's just sort these axes out now. If I double click on one of the values, axes options, the minimum for the y-axis is auto, but we don't want it auto, we want it fixed on 0, so click. And this may not happen on your real assessment, but it's a way of dealing with it if it does. It doesn't really matter if it does, it just makes it look a lot better. So there we've got, let's make this a bit bigger. Very good model for the first half, very good model for the second half. Not just a very good model, a perfect model. So that's how to do piecewise modeling by splitting the centered moving means columns.